Deep in the archives of the Central Intelligence Agency, beyond the redacted pages and sealed vaults, lies a document unlike any other. It does not outline espionage tactics, nuclear codes, or battle strategies. Instead, it speaks of something stranger, something forbidden, a set of instructions for transcending ordinary reality itself. Within these pages is what some have called a hidden manual for escaping the matrix. Not the digital illusion of Hollywood, but the very structure of human perception, the boundaries of consciousness, time, and matter. It is said to reveal how the human mind can pierce the veil, step beyond physical existence, and awaken to the deeper patterns that shape reality. This was not conspiracy theory nor fiction. It was research funded, catalogued, and analyzed by the CIA, and for decades it remained hidden, until fragments began to surface. In the 1980s, a classified project known as the Gateway process was quietly studied. Unlike traditional intelligence operations, Gateway was not about spies or satellites. It was about the mind. At its core, it sought to map the pathway from ordinary waking awareness into expanded states of consciousness. The documents describe how sound, vibration, and focused meditation could shift the brain into hemispheric synchronization, unlocking latent abilities of perception. Those who trained in the process claimed they could leave the body, explore alternate dimensions, and even bend time. The CIA, skeptical yet intrigued, commissioned analysts to examine it. What they found astonished them. The Gateway process was described not as fantasy but as a system, a manual of techniques for stepping outside the simulation of ordinary life. One of the strangest conclusions, buried in the analysis, was that time itself is not real in the way we perceive it. The Gateway documents suggested that human consciousness, when properly trained, can access information outside the present moment. Past and future become points in a holographic field, accessible through intention. For seekers, this echoed ancient teachings. The Vedas spoke of time as Maya, an illusion of sequence hiding the eternal present. Hermetic writings describe the universe as a vast mind, where past, present, and future coexist. And the Gospel of Thomas whispers, "The kingdom is spread out upon the earth, and men do not see it." The CIA's analysts, perhaps unknowingly, had stumbled onto truths mystics had guarded for centuries, that reality is layered, and time is merely a curtain. Pull it back, and the matrix begins to dissolve. The hidden manual did not stop at meditation. It ventured into the very structure of the cosmos. The analysts described the universe as a hologram, every part containing the whole, every point connected. Consciousness, they wrote, is not locked in the brain. It extends outward, interfacing with this holographic field. To modern ears, this sounds eerily like simulation theory, the idea that reality is code generated by an unseen source. But for the mystics, it is the song of God, the Word made flesh, the vibration that sustains creation. The Gateway documents imply that the soul itself might be a frequency, a spark of awareness resonating within an infinite ocean. And if one could learn to tune it through breath, sound, and focused will, escape from the confines of the matrix became possible. The manual laid out practices, not in the language of monks or shamans, but in the technical terms of intelligence officers. Yet beneath the clinical words lay the essence of ancient mysticism. Participants were trained to slow their breathing, to let thought dissolve, and to immerse themselves in resonant sound frequencies. As their brain hemispheres synchronized, perception shifted. Some reported floating beyond their bodies, traveling to distant locations, even receiving knowledge beyond their education. This was no mere relaxation exercise. It was a ladder, each step leading deeper into altered states. The CIA called them focus levels. At the higher levels, the initiate was said to step beyond time, beyond physicality, into a realm where consciousness could reshape reality. The echoes of yogic samadhi, Sufi ecstasy, and Gnostic ascent are unmistakable. Hidden in government language was an ancient promise. The human soul can awaken. Yet this knowledge was dangerous. If the mind can transcend time and space, what does that mean for governments built on control? If consciousness can escape the matrix, can it also bend it? The documents hinted at military applications, remote viewing, gathering intelligence through altered perception. But behind those ambitions was something deeper, the possibility that reality itself is negotiable. This was the secret the mystics had always guarded. The Buddha taught that liberation comes when one sees through the illusion of self. Christ taught that the kingdom of heaven is within. The Hermetica declared, as above, so below, as within, so without. The CIA, whether they understood it or not, was treading on the same forbidden ground. One chilling section of the analysis described death not as an ending, but as a transition. Consciousness, they wrote, can survive the body if it has been trained to navigate higher states. Without training, souls may be trapped in lower frequencies, bound by illusion, recycled into the matrix. But with practice, the initiate could ascend. They could merge with the cosmic hologram, achieving liberation from the cycle. To mystics, this was moksha, salvation, theosis. To intelligence officers, it was an operational theory of immortality. Here, the CIA's hidden manual aligned with the deepest spiritual traditions. Escaping the matrix was not only about altered states in life, but about preparation for the passage beyond death. Why then is this knowledge not taught openly? Why does the world not study the gateway process as rigorously as mathematics or medicine? Perhaps because a liberated population cannot be controlled. A society that understands reality as illusion will not bow to the illusions of politics, war, and fear. To awaken is to become ungovernable. And so, the manual remained buried, a file among countless classified pages, whispered about that rarely acknowledged, yet its resonance continues to ripple through seekers who glimpse fragments of the truth. Throughout history, this knowledge has always been hidden. The Desert Fathers concealed their gospels in caves. The Sufis spoke in riddles. The alchemists veiled their instructions in symbols of mercury and gold. The CIA may have given it the language of science, but the essence was the same. Instructions for transcending the prison of the matrix. Whether cloaked in scripture, poetry, or classified reports, the path was always guarded. Only those who sought with sincerity could find it. To read the manual today is not to uncover a government secret, but to hear an echo of one's own soul. The techniques it describes are not beyond reach. Breath, silence, focus, and resonance. These are doorways anyone can practice. The hidden message is clear. The matrix is not only external, it is internal. To escape it is not to flee, but to awaken. Each thought, each vibration shapes the hologram. By attuning consciousness, one begins to step outside of illusion and into truth. In the end, the CIA's hidden manual was not a weapon nor a threat. It was a mirror. It showed that beneath the machinery of power, the human soul longs for freedom. It confirmed what sages and prophets have whispered for millennia. The reality is not solid. The death is not final. The consciousness is far more vast than we imagine. The question is not whether the matrix exists, but whether one chooses to awaken from it. For within each seeker lies the same hidden manual, written not on paper, but in the depths of the heart. And perhaps that is why, despite secrecy, suppression, and fear, the truth endures. It cannot be contained. For the matrix itself is woven from illusion, and illusion cannot bind the awakened.
You just uncovered another secret.
With JB Animated Mysteries. If this journey spoke to you, like, share, comment and subscribe so you never miss the hidden truths waiting in the shadows. Until we meet again, remember, the veil is thin and the mysteries are endless.